So I'm about a quarter of the way through my 40 cube challenge from a time perspective. How am I doing on my goals? Am I ahead, behind? The answer is a little bit of everything. And am I getting anxiety around it? Yeah, around some of the things. So welcome back to my 40 cubed challenge, and I am sorry that it's taken me a while to get this video out. I kind of hit a slump around getting these together. I'm taking on another video that I'm having a hard time bringing home, and so I just wanted to provide a little bit of an update on how I'm doing. So overall, I'm behind on some things, I'm ahead on some things, and I just wanted to review my tracker a little bit for you and give you an update on some of the things that have been going on for related to the challenge. Overall, on the bike, I'm feeling good. I can still feel a hematoma on my leg. And so as I'm starting to push more, go a little bit harder and longer and more consistent on the bike, I'm definitely noticing that kind of flaring up occasionally as well. And so I'm starting to get very close to halfway on my vertical feet mountain biking. So that one should be zero issues. I'm a little bit behind on my 40-mile rides and my lookouts, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm still kind of within striking distance of being on track, so I think I'll be able to keep that on pace with a little bit of a concerted effort there. Generally, I'm feeling good about the activity related stuff. So being able to get out, we've gone on some longer hikes, and I think it won't be too hard to do a dedicated week and get that 40-mile on foot challenge in a week. And we did, for example, the Skyline Traverse in Boulder. That was a 17-mile hiking day, and I was sore for a few days, but I felt good doing it. And I'm confident that with a little bit more hiking and walking training, that will be in a really good place for our big mountaineering objective this summer, and also to hit that 40-mile week on foot challenge. Meditation is going really well. I'm approaching halfway, so I'm well ahead of that challenge. And a big part of that and a big update we have is that our sauna arrived. We got a sauna. It's been a little bit of a nightmare with this company to get this to the point where it's installed, but now that it's here, it's in our backyard, and it's been so nice. And so that's another challenge that I was getting behind on, but I'm quickly catching up on, is to get 40 hours of sauna time. And I've been pairing that often with meditation. So we've really been intentional about, we're not going to bring our phones into the sauna. There is a Bluetooth speaker built in, and so I can just set up a meditation ahead of time, step into the sauna, and then have a little bit of relaxation and meditation focused time or reading time in the sauna. Another challenge that I've been doing well at is 40 pitches of climbing. I hadn't been going to the climbing gym or climbing outside in quite some time, and with my broken arm, I wasn't sure if that was going to feel okay anytime soon. But I can do it. It hurts, but it doesn't feel like it's doing damage. It just feels like it's uncomfortable. And so I'm already up to 28 pitches of climbing, so that should be an easy challenge to accomplish if I go to the gym a few more times. Other ones that so I also want to check on what I've completed. So at this point, I've done the 40 pull-ups in 40 minutes. I did a big mountain bike ride where we connected multiple front range trails into a 40-mile loop, which is my front range 40 mountain bike challenge. So that one is completed. I did that with two buddies, and that was really fun. We are 19 miles in to a 40-mile ride on the mountain bike. I managed to do 40 consecutive days without added sugar. I'm actually working on a separate video where I address that and why you might want to consider a sugar fast of your own, or a few different strategies for cutting out your sugar consumption or cutting down your sugar consumption. The very brief synopsis is that it went well. I feel really good about how I completed that challenge with integrity. And then I also had a few weeks where I was really good about limiting my sugar and kind of ramping back up slowly. The last couple of weeks in general, I feel like I haven't been quite as locked in on these challenges and carving out time and focusing on continuing to check the boxes and getting through some of the intentions behind setting these challenges. And so I feel like I kind of have to lock in a little bit again. Um, and with that, the sugar consumption has kind of crept up a little bit again too. And then I want to talk about and highlight a few that I'm behind on as well. And then I also want to share some of the fun things that I've gotten to do. What am I behind on? And where do I feel like this is becoming a bit of a challenge? So, well, it's supposed to be a challenge, right? But where am I starting to feel a little bit nervous? Um, Handstand, I'm doing a little bit of handstand practice, but I'm not very consistent, and I don't feel like I'm really making noticeable progress right now. So I think I have to dedicate a little bit more effort to that one. And similar to the bunny hop on the mountain bike, so those are two very specific physical challenges that I feel like I need to dedicate some more practice time to and kind of get into that mindset of like practicing these physical skills. And then there's a few other ones that are more, specific, like I want to do a 40-hour fast, a 40-hour digital detox. So those are ones where I just have to set myself up for success, schedule the time when I can commit to 40 consecutive hours, make that work, and then just follow through on that. There are also a few career-related ones that I don't want to go into quite yet, but those are also something that I've kind of been slipping on a little bit, and so I want to kind of refocus in that area as well in terms of just kind of my own professional development and investing in myself in that way. That's something that I feel like I'm getting a little bit of anxiety around and starting to feel like more of a should than a like I want to complete this challenge. And so I think there's a little bit of mindset work for me to do around that. I like to also update a little bit on some of the fun things that I've gotten to do. And so one new thing that I did was help out with the sauna install, and I got to watch my brother come over, who is now a certified electrician. And I got to watch him do all the electrical work to make sure that the sauna heater was operational. And that was really cool. Probably very simple for him, but to see him in his area of professional expertise and just operating very efficiently and strategically through that, and me getting to learn a few things in the process, that was a new thing that I had never really done any electrical work before. Another new thing that I got to do was join Jamila for a weekend workshop in her personal development work through the Inner Matrix systems. It's a very cool training modality on just kind of mindset work and shifting your internal state. In short, shifting into more of a love-based state more consistently. And she's been working on this to accomplish goals in her life with a drive on kind of what emotional state are you driving from when you're accomplishing your goals and you're working towards things, or just when you're managing everyday situations. And so it was really cool to get to see that and better understand what she was talking about when she referenced the work that she was doing there, and get to do it for myself and have this shared language. So that was a new experience that I feel like has really enriched our relationship. Another big adventure that we had was we put on our big mountaineering boots that we just bought. We found some used mountaineering boots on Facebook Marketplace and got to put those to the test by doing a snowy hike up Grizzly Peak from the top of Loveland Pass in early May, so just last weekend. And that was a really fun adventure, beautiful day out, and just really satisfying snow conditions. And we also got to ski and boot pack up a couloir on Parnassus Peak, which is a 13,000-foot peak. We didn't quite summit, but we ended up kind of pivoting and going across the head wall face to a better skiing, so we didn't have to ski down the couloir, and where the conditions were not particularly good, and we got some halfway decent skiing conditions for early May. And that was Jamila's first time skiing or boot packing up a couloir. What I'm noticing overall is that I'm still motivated, I'm still tracking. I've slackened a little bit in some of the areas, and so I have to get a little bit more strategic about how to make time for some of the challenges that I am not on track with, especially some of those cumulative ones where it's really best to do something once or twice a week to stay on top of it and not get super behind. With 5 challenges completed, it makes it a little bit easier to focus on some of the other ones. And there's also ones where I'm noticing like, oh, those will take care of themselves. I'm feeling good in my body. As long as I stay healthy, those will take care of themselves. I don't have to focus on making sure those happen. And so that allows me to kind of hone in on some of the other ones that are a little bit outside of my normal routine. And I have to kind of force myself to make sure those are happening. All right. Thanks so much. Consider subscribing as I continue to put out more content. I will do my best to get more consistent again about posting these videos. My goal is to do one every other week as I still get the hang of the posting and the editing, and then to ramp up towards a weekly cadence, hopefully. So bear with me as I try to figure this out. And this is another one that I'm behind on and I'm getting a little bit anxious about. But I think that I can crack this nut and get into a consistent schedule. So thanks so much for bearing with me, and hopefully you are taking on some fun challenges on your end. I'd love to hear about them.